Rob and Meet Check of the News from HLN.
You're just joining us. Chuck and I are talking to his dad. John is on the line, and it has to do with discipline. Adrian Peterson, his mom has now come to his defense, saying the way that he was reprimanding his son was the same way that he was reprimanded as a child. Now, Chuck, your dad says that he has spanked you, and I want to get my dad on the line.
Oh, Lord.
I know the number. Are you impressed?
Hey, Dad.
Hey,
I love you.
love you too, Chuck.
Okay.
I just said
Hello?
that. Dad,
Those.
what's going on?
Just waiting for your phone call.
Well, thank you. I texted Dad. I said that we might call him. We're on air. We also have Chuck Wick's dad on the line from Florida.
Yeah. Okay, great.
So we are talking, we're having a candid conversation about discipline.
Yeah.
And Chuck's dad spanked him as a boy, and you also spanked me as a kid. Now, I think that you have taken a little bit of a different stance from when we were growing up.
Quite a bit different.
So share with me what your mindset was and what it is now.
You know, I think mine was shaped pretty much by being a school teacher. I think it would have been quite different otherwise. My basic modus operandi as a school teacher is, first of all, you never make a threat that you're not fully prepared to carry through with. Second, it's always the same. Whatever is acceptable today or unacceptable today is not unacceptable tomorrow or any other time. You know, it's sort of like smoking. Nobody thought about smoking. Everybody smoked it. You walked in somebody's house. You didn't ask you mind if I smoked. If you wanted to smoke, you just lit up a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
That was tenor of the times. And so it was, I think, with spanking. Everybody spanked the kid, you know, the old dictum about spare the rod and spoil the child. But I think what has not been clear about this situation with the football player is, and I did hear it one time, I think it actually brought about an open wound. I think it was more than just, I can remember your mother, for example, her mother would have her go out and cut a switch off the tree, and she'd come in and spank her with the switch she cut in.
Yeah, I remember Mom saying that.
Yeah, and I don't think it was infrequent. But I absolutely think I overdid it, and I feel great guilt about that now. I wish I could go back and do it again. I don't think I'll get that chance, though.
Well, but you're forgiven for it, and you know that you've seen how I have made a different decision with the way that I raise my kids, Brax and Ava. They don't get spanked.
Both your brothers did, too.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, on a lighter note, if you ever want to come up here and spank Blair, you can come up here and make it happen.
That's more for pleasure now.
Okay.
And certainly not from Dad.
Got both dads on the phone here, Blair.
I'm joking.
Well, heck, I could take on the whole group.
I'm not a part of this.
Dad, do you remember the time? Do you remember the time that I turned around? I think when you finally stopped spanking me was when I turned around and laughed.
Oh, you know what? I did that as well one time. Yeah. Remember that, Dad?
No, I remember that.
I do remember also one time I was fearful that I was going to get into trouble, and so I put on 2 pair of underwear before Dad came home from work.
Well, I don't think that was a one-time occasion. And I don't think it was only you. I think maybe you got that from Brian.
I did. Brian was the inspiration for it.
I think we're all on the same page on this part, and that's for sure. I think everybody, disciplines their child in a different way, in their own unique way. But for the most part, I think the biggest deal with Adrian Peterson, like your dad said, Blair, is that it created an open wound, and it got to an extent where it was way overboard, way overdone, and as a football player that's so strong and
big,
stronger than the most, he's got to know. And plus,
it's a 4-year-old boy.
It's not like it's not like a 9 or 10-year-old. It's a 4-year-old.
Yeah, that's the other thing about it.
Dad, do you think that the defense of saying, well, that was the way that I was raised, is there any merit to that?
I think it's probably a contributing factor in his own thinking, and without question it is, but I don't think it's defensible in any legal sense.
Yeah. My dad could have been a lawyer.
No, my goal was just to raise a lawyer.
That you did.
Yeah.
All right, Dad, I love you.
Okay, well, I love you. I love all you guys.
Oh, that's nice.
Thanks.
Your dad's so nice. Dad, where have you been?
I'm right here.
Okay.
Where's my love?
I'll be sure and bring the belt.
Oh, gosh.
All right, guys, thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
We love our